In the vibrant city of Athens during the 5th century BC, Socrates walked the bustling streets, engaging in philosophical discourse with citizens of all backgrounds. Despite his deep commitment for the pursuit of wisdom, Socrates harbored a profound disdain for the democratic system that governed his beloved state. The democracy of ancient Athens, it's worth noting, was not the modern notion of a mix of representative democracy and republicanism, but rather direct democracy, by what he terms the poor masses, by pure majority rule. The fact that we have a different government than ancient Athens doesn't mean we don't share similar problems. Socrates was worried about the problems posed by an uneducated and easily led population having power over the state. The heart of Socrates' aversion to democracy lay in his skepticism towards the wisdom of the masses. As he wandered through the crowded city, he observed the ebb and flow of public opinion, noting the susceptibility of the Athenian people to persuasion by charismatic orators. Socrates believed that the democratic process, with its emphasis on majority rule, often led to decisions based on emotion and rhetoric rather than reason and knowledge. As an example, populist leaders and movements often appeal to emotions such as fear, anger, and resentment to mobilize support and garner votes. They may use simplistic slogans, inflammatory rhetoric, and scapegoating tactics to rally followers around divisive issues without offering evidence-based policy solutions. Populist movements often prioritize emotional appeal and identity politics over reasoned debate and empirical evidence. In the Socratic dialogues, we find him questioning the competence of the average citizen to make informed decisions on matters of state. He argued that expertise should guide political decisions, asserting only those well versed in a particular subject should have a say in related matters. Socrates questioned the validity of a system that allowed the uninformed to influence crucial decisions, fearing that it could lead to the degradation of the state and the erosion of ethical principles. The idea of the uninformed masses being unsuitable to govern is still valid today among the elite. The concept of a guided democracy was developed in the 20th century by Walter Lippmann in his seminal work Public Opinion, and by Edward Bernays in his work Crystallizing Public Opinion as a Solution. I've done some videos about them and a link in the description. Socrates was also critical of the democratic tendency to value individual desires over the collective good. In his view, the pursuit of personal gain could overshadow the pursuit of justice and the common welfare. He feared that the unrestricted freedom granted by democracy might lead to a society where the pursuit of power took precedence over ethical considerations. For example, in both politics and business, there is often a focus on short-term gains and immediate gratification, at the expense of long-term sustainability and the common good. Politicians may prioritize policies that appeal to the voters in order to secure re-election in the short term, even if they undermine social cohesion or exacerbate structural problems in the long run. Likewise, businesses may prioritize profit maximization and shareholder value over investments in employee well-being, environmental stewardship, or community development. The American founders were also skeptical of democratic rule for the same reasons as Socrates. They created a power structure to protect from the tyranny of the majority, which is why they created a republic instead of a direct democracy. Socrates did not advocate for an alternative form of government. Instead, he believed that the key to good governance lay in the education and moral development of citizens. Socrates argued that a just society could only be achieved if its citizens were guided by reason, virtue, and a commitment to the common good. Common good to Socrates meant firstly justice, in which individuals are treated fairly and impartially under the law. Second, virtue. He believed that individuals should cultivate moral excellence, wisdom, and integrity in their character and conduct. Third, community and cooperation. He emphasized the importance of solidarity, mutual respect, and social cohesion in fostering a sense of shared responsibility for the welfare of all citizens. And finally, public goods. Socrates recognized the importance of public goods and services that benefit society as a whole, such as infrastructure, education, healthcare, and environmental protection. Now, fast forward to the present day in modern Western society. Socrates' arguments against democracy can still be heard in contemporary debates about the efficiency of democratic governance. Critics of the current system often point to the influence of the media, the power of populism, and the impact of uninformed voters on the political landscape. In a world where information is abundant but misinformation is rampant, Socrates' concerns about the manipulation of public opinion is more relevant now as ever. The rise of social media and the rapid dissemination of information have given rise to new challenges, raising questions about the ability of citizens to make well-informed decisions and the potential for demagoguery. In reflecting on Socrates' criticisms, it becomes evident that the tension between democracy and the quest for wisdom endures. While modern Western societies have implemented checks and balances to address some of the pitfalls of democracy, Socrates' fundamental questions about the nature of governance and the role of informed decision-making continue to be relevant, challenging us to continually evaluate and refine our democratic institutions. Essentially, the only way to counteract the deficiencies of democracy is a well-informed and educated public. That is easier said than done. For more information on how easily people have been influenced, click on the following video.